It's the Sk8LikeYou podcast. In association with JG Hubs and hosted by Mark Vachon. We're talking life in and out of the rink with a new skater every week.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, it's Mark, Sk8LikeYou podcast, Sk8LikeYou.com. I am here with the one and only. You already know, just by you can see, you know who she is. I guarantee it. Juicy, how you doing?
Hi, Mark. How are you? Good to see you.
I am awesome now because this has been, man, when did we first start talking about doing this?
Right after you had the one and only Lazy Skates on.
Like the second day you were doing it. So, and I totally, it was a brand new thing. So it was like, that was the other thing. And yeah, man, I've been stoked for this. I hope at no point you ever felt pressured by me.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. It's
Lacey,
just,
maybe,
she's always pressuring me. I see her on the post and everything, trying to encourage me, but it's always in a good way. She wants to see me grow. And I know that she feels that people in the skating community want to hear my story, and I want them to hear it too. I've been around for a long time.
I do, because I hear things. I hear things, right? Good things. Well, let me throw this out there because just to kind of give people kind of a little bit of insight as to my perception, right? And of you in the skate community and kind of what you mean to it. Just, based on my understanding since I've been here, right? And what I've seen. But I don't know if you know this, but it goes right to the heart of what I say about you all the time and what other people say to me about you all the time. So, and it's weird how we remember things like this, but you were the first person ever that, like, when I went to the first event, it was in Pittsburgh, it was Steel City. You were the first person that I met outside of like kind of the people that I knew, like from my area that were going, the first event goer I met that like pulled me aside and was like, hey, let's take a picture. Right. Like, and that stuff goes so far. I don't know if you saw anything recently, but like, I think I had posted something or mentioned something about it where you are without a doubt, I hear more people say to me that you were like the first one to go and like extend the hand at the rink, right? Like I hear it all the time. Is that something that you really like, you make a conscious effort to do? Like look for someone that you haven't seen before? And
I just notice people who are at the rink, and if I haven't seen them before, then I definitely want to go up to them and talk to them, especially if I can see that they're, on brownies, or they're a new, I haven't seen them before, and they can skate. Then I know that they were a skater at some point. And, I came back to skating in 2009. And so I've seen like the rise of skating through social media and through COVID. And it's just, I see them at the skating rink and I want to go up to them and welcome them and see where they're from. And are they just coming back to skating, or are they visiting from out of town? And if they are coming back to skating, I just want to encourage them to continue skating and give them as much information as I can about where we skate, because some people just don't know where to look for that information when they're just coming back to it.
Yeah. Well, or even that kind of information would exist because that kind of stuff exists, right? I mean, the whole world is, when I skated prior, I was younger, but it was just at my rink. There was no idea of traveling up and down the East Coast and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, well, we'll get into all that kind of stuff. But so, the question I ask every single person I have on the pod, do you remember the first time you ever skated?
I don't remember the first time that I ever skated. I used to skate. I'm from Chicago originally. And I used to skate in the driveway and up and down the sidewalk. And my parents would drop me off at Funway in Batavia. That was my home rink as a child. And I skated till maybe 12 years old. And the interesting thing about Funway is that is Lacey Skate's adult home rink. And that was my childhood home rink, but we never knew each other, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved to Georgia when I started my junior year in high school here. So I lost all my friends and everything when I moved during that time period. But for me, even though I don't remember skating the first time skating, I remember skating as a child by having my Walkman and listening to the Go-Go's and Michael Jackson while I was skating around the driveway. And even like in the winter when it would freeze, when we would get snow and ice, I had a flat patio out back, and I would throw water onto the patio so I could ice skate it on in the wintertime.
There you go. So wait a minute. Like, so based on the music, the Walkman, so like what this 80s like time frame, I'm seeing like, juicy quintessential 80s roller queen, you know what I mean, out there with the Walkman and the whole nine, you know what I mean, like just like a Pepsi commercial from 1985 or something. That's awesome.
Yes.
Though, man.
I was skating probably from like 78 until maybe 86, 78 to 86 probably.
Okay. So all right,
that tells you my age.
Well, I'm not doing any math over here, so don't worry about it. But so okay, now in that, so some of that time is split between Chicago and Georgia, though, skating.
No, I didn't skate in Georgia at all. I only skated in Chicago.
Okay.
When I moved here, it kind of went away.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, you stopped skating. Are you kind of still around the same area of Georgia as far as where you originally moved to, like when you were younger, or? Yeah.
Yes. I'd moved to Metro Atlanta, and I still live in Metro Atlanta.
Okay. All right. So around 86, you stopped. Now, did you ever work at the rink? Did you ever do anything like that? Or you just skated?
Just skate.
Okay.
Yep.
So, okay. So you've stopped, you moved to Georgia, things kind of fall off a little bit. Like you just don't get back into it when you move. So you said 2009. So there's a whole lot of life between 86 to 2009, right?
Yep.
Was there, and we don't have to dig into all of it or whatever we want to, or whatever you want to, but was there something that like kind of, I don't know, just inspired that kind of like that idea to like head back to a rink after how many years? I mean, you tell me.
There wasn't an inspiration, but I went to a kid's birthday party for a family member. And
I hear this all the time. Okay. You went to a kid's birthday party. Sorry.
So I didn't skate through my like late teens, 20s, 30s. So when I was 39, I went back to a kid's birthday party at Stone Mountain Skates in Atlanta, which is our largest rink. We have, we still have it. It's back then it was Stone Mountain Skates, and now it's it was All American. Now it's Stone Mountain Skates. Right. And so I put the brownies on, and I literally had an moment, like, why have I not been skating all this time? And I knew how to skate. Like people say, is it like riding a bike? And for me, it was like riding a bike. Like I knew how to skate. It wasn't like I wasn't an expert or anything. I'm still not, but It literally was an aha moment. And so I went out, and after that day, I went online and started looking for some skates, and I bought some used Rydell Carreras off of eBay from somebody and met them in the parking lot and got me my first pair of skates. And I think what kind of propelled me into, other than my love for skating, I mean, I literally think about skating every day, all day, to this day, all the time. I think what really got me more going into it and looking for adult nights was after I got my first pair of skates, I went online, and that was early on before Facebook and, There really wasn't much social media. And I found, I went to a skating rink for an adult night, which was Sk8LikeYou USA, just recently closed here in Georgia. And I was the only adult person. I was the only person there. It was an adult night. And I was like, just devastated. I was like, why is nobody skating? Why is nobody here?
You were literally alone in the rink.
I was the only person there. Yep. And so then I went online and I found, do you know Sk8Log Forum?
No.
So Sk8Log Forum was like the place to go online for, it was like a chat room. So you would have different postings like outdoor skating or quad wheels or inline wheels or artistic skating or speed skating or adult nights, like anything you wanted to know about skating. There was a different chat thread that you could click on and then people could comment. And that's where I found adult skating here in Georgia. Jimmy C., who used to own East Coast Customs, commented and said, come to Sparkles Lawrenceville. We have an adult night once a month. And that's where it all started.
Okay. Yeah, because 2009, people aren't like posting skate videos online. There's no TikTok. There's no Facebook like groups of like 20,000 members. You know what I mean? None of this stuff exists. Yes. So you all, and which is kind of cool, because one thing is that one of the things that really, really surprised me as I talked to more and more people doing this was I had this idea that, like, especially when I went to like a first event and a second event, I kind of had this idea that like everybody had just been doing this forever, you know, and I was like the brand new kid, right? Like, or the brand new person. And what I've come to find out is so many people I talk to that I just assume, right? Like they've been doing this for the last 10 years, whatever. They're like, oh no, I started doing it like 3 years ago. I started doing the event thing 2 years ago, whatever. But you know, are one of the people that, because it's way more people that are on that other side of the fence that haven't been around as long as I assumed. But you're one of those people that have like kind of watched this whole evolution happen, been a part of it, right? Like, so what was obviously you watched it also probably have a downturn of popularity and then an upswing as well. But like, so for you, what were the things that like that as far as like that whole online community and stuff, where did you kind of first see that really kind of ratcheting up? At like what point, like beyond the chat forum and stuff like that? Like when did you kind of see that shift happen?
I would have to say during COVID or after COVID. Like I didn't even know that there was skating on. I wasn't on TikTok until I met Lace Skates. And I met her and she was skating around the rink. You know, she was really into TikTok at that time and she was skating around. I didn't know her. I just saw her at the rink in Tampa and she was holding the phone video. And I'm like, why is this girl like skating on the floor, holding the phone, like chatting with her boyfriend or whatever? Come to find out she was recording on TikTok and going live to all of her fans. And we met that night. And so that's when I really started seeing it. I was doing some posting on my personal Facebook, just anytime I was skating locally, I would be, you know, posting, I'm going to be skating here, I'm going to be skating there, to try to encourage the other skaters to come skate. Okay.
And from what I understand, though, you also had like a really kind of a hand in like some of these earlier events, though. I mean, like literally like starting some. I mean, when was like the first event you were ever involved with?
So, you know, I have to give shout out to what inspired me to start doing some skate events here in Georgia. And my inspiration came from 8 Wheels, No Brakes. Some of the skaters here. So down here in the South, there are a couple skaters that I've known since I became a born again skater in 2009. That would have been Dale Head, Dr. Shock from Boogie Down Skate Club. He was one of the first people I met. Angela Scheckinger
Mm-hmm.
She was one of the first people I met. And they encouraged me to go travel with them early on when I was in Boogie Down with them. And we would go to some local rinks. And then they had heard on social media about Eight Wheels, No Brakes. And we got probably a group of maybe, we had already been traveling around to adult nights in the Southeast on a regular basis. But once we found out about Eight Wheels, No Brakes, we got a group of maybe 10 people to go. And that would have been in 2014. So I went from eight wheels from 14 until it ended, I think, 2018. And then did the tri-state after that, which was in the PA area for 5 years until COVID came. And that's what really inspired me to start doing events in my area.
Well, so I do have to ask though, because, you know, and some of this I'm always trying to figure out like how much of this is legend and lore, you know what I mean? Like, especially when things kind of go away and then all of a sudden, like they're, you know, the legend behind them becomes, you know, really great. But I talk to so many people that frequented Eight Wheels, No Brakes, and they talk about it like they talk about it differently than they talk about any other event, right? Like, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they speak about it with like reverence and just, you know, what do you think it was that about Eight Wheels in your experience that, yeah, that kind of just, I don't know, sticks in like the hearts and minds of like all these skaters that just, they talk about it like they don't talk about anything else. What do you think? What do you think that was?
There were so many people there. I'd never been to an adult skating event like that before. I'd only been to adult nights, and there was like 400 people there with a DJ, like a real DJ, DJ Tito and DJ
Yeah.
Phil. Um, I just never experienced that before. And the thing that I love so much about the Philly, New Jersey skate community is that I think it's because it's cold there more often and they can skate inside versus like down here in the South. Once it starts getting warm, which is most of the year, we want to be out at the lake or, you know, be
Mm-hmm.
outside. We don't want to be in a building. So um, I think with their skating style is they skate kind of more, it's fast, don't get me wrong, but they skate more of a moderate skating style. And so
Mm-hmm.
you can get in a pack of like 30, 40 people, 50 people, you know, two by two skating for, you know, an hour and a half, just nonstop. And it was such a vibe with so many people. I just loved it so much. And, you know, early on, I was an outsider, didn't really talk to that many people up there, but they saw me coming year after year with, at that time I skated with Ronnie. He was my skate travel partner. We went everywhere together. He's not skating any longer though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's another guy down. I think you were just, didn't you just meet up, have lunch with like Andy Bruckner? He's another guy that was big into Eight Wheels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you hear that story? He had predicted, he predicted that it was, cause I had put that thing out about having an event with like this mystery promotion, you know what I mean? And I saw him down at USA, I think. And he had seen the thing. He comes over to me. He's like, "It's fucking Eight Wheels, isn't it?" Right? And I'm like, dude, I can't say anything, man. I know it's fucking Eight. Don't fuck this up. That's what he said. I swear to God. I said a few other things I'll tell you after, but man, oh man, dude, it was hilarious, man. He's a funny guy, but yeah, he loved.
I'm
Eight Wheels
glad that
too.
you partnered with Jackie to do Eight Wheels. I was so sad to see it go away and to be gone for so long, especially gone during like the height of when skaters came back, you know, because it stopped in what, 18, I think, and like 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So many skaters have come back into it. And I think Jackie was a great person for you to partner with to have Skate Like No Brakes again.
So let me ask you though too, as somebody that attended Eight Wheels, you know, and we know that we are not like gonna duplicate or anything like that, but just try to like kind of I don't know. I would, if nothing else, I would like people to one day talk about Skate Like No Brakes if they talk about Eight Wheels No Brakes. You know what I mean? But yeah, having attended Eight Wheels for that many years and coming to Skate Like No Brakes, I mean, like, what were your thoughts?
I thought it was great. Lacey and I both had an amazing time. The vibe was so wonderful. And it was neat because There wasn't the same people. There was some of the same people that were there from Eight Wheels, but there
Hmm.
were also a lot of newer, younger people, skaters. I mean, Lacey and I have skated in the PA area
Yeah.
ongoing throughout the years. We just really love skating up there. But it was, you can't beat it. You can't beat that skate scene, and we really hope that you'll continue having the event a lot going on
Oh
in
yeah.
future years to come.
Yeah, we're definitely
We'll be
doing it.
there
So
this
okay.
year too.
Yeah, 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 awesome. So okay, so you tend Eight Wheels, and that is kind of like the inspiration to kind of for you to get some stuff happening in Georgia among kind of like the shuffle scene, because I know that there's been skate parties in the Atlanta area for decades, right? But like
Yeah.
whether it's maybe more the shuffle thing, like what other events are happening around your area at the time that you start thinking about doing an event? Is there anything going
They're
on?
really, no, just
No.
adult nights. And what
Okay.
really started me is I always wanted to have a skate party at the rink for my 50th birthday. And like been planning it for a couple years. And I
Okay.
turned 50 in 2020 in May. So that was COVID, like the height of COVID, you know?
Yeah.
And we didn't really close down that much here in the Southeast. I was traveling and skating all through 2019 and 20. Anywhere I could find, I would skate because my job, I could travel. And the hotels were really cheap. I could get around real easy. And I remember I'll get back to skating here, but
Yeah. Yeah. No. Please.
I remember going up to Chicago and skating up there, and we wanted to skate in Chicago, but they were still closed for COVID. And so a girl I knew there said, let's go to Butler in Wisconsin and we'll skate there because they're open. And then we're going to come back the next day and skate at a rink in Chicago that was having a speakeasy skate during COVID, which means that they turned all the lights down. We were going to have to park in the back. And so only the rink would only open up their adult night on the DL for regular skaters. And we couldn't tell anybody. So we would go skate for the speakeasy skate when everything else was closed down. Like if the
Hmm.
government officials would have found out that they were opening Let Us Skate, it would have been a big deal. So we did the speakeasy skate. And then, so I had an outdoor skate event in Georgia for my birthday in May because we couldn't skate inside. And then my first event was in 2021. It was a birthday skate event at Skate Country. And I think I had jams the first time, DJ jams.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So at that point, had Skate Country ever had an event like that up to that point,
No,
or okay? So
no.
I do want to ask about that then, because that's been the interesting thing. I'm so glad I've had Jackie to literally just do everything when it comes to that kind of stuff, right? Like I just talk about it, like that's all I do.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So like, what is that? Did you kind of had you made connection with them at that point? Was it a hard sell? How do you present this? I mean, it's a rink, they haven't done anything like this before. You know what I mean? Like, was it a challenge, or
Not really. Susan Means owns Skate Country. She's really wonderful to deal with. And we had prior to me ever skating at Skate Country, I was skating at a rink in Alpharetta, I believe, that closed suddenly. And they didn't give us any warning. They closed the rink and sold the building. And so some skaters started going to Skate Country, and I had never been before. And I went there and we started trying to convince all those skaters that were skating at the other rink to start coming at Skate Country. And so they started coming. And I had like a sit down meeting with Susan. It was very emotional for me. I cry so easily. Hopefully I won't start crying here. But I was like, can we start can we start do it like a Tuesday? You have one night that you're closed that we can start a session that is adult only, or if you don't want to do adult only, do like an old school session. And I promise you, I will promote it and I will push it on social media and I'll encourage all of my skaters to come. And so she agreed to do Tuesday nights, old school, no skate mates. And we just had like an old school playlist. And that has just grown. Like she trusted in us, trusted in me to do that. And after I was able to show that people are going to come, then I started talking to her about wanting to do a birthday party skate.
So I'm not, I swear I'm not squeezing you for tears. Okay. But I have to ask, when you said you got emotional, right? Talking to her, like what was going, like what was happening inside? Like what was causing that to kind of bubble to the surface?
Because I really wanted her to see that we could bring the numbers and that we really needed to have that type of skate night in our community. And I didn't want to see our skate, like she was our only option at that point, because a lot of rinks just weren't willing to close their session or change what they're doing with kids. And really was wanting her to do something so that we could have what we wanted to have for skating. You know, it's no fun skating. For me, it's not enjoyable to skate necessarily with kids. Nothing against kids, but they terrify me. And I don't want to get hurt, you know? And I'm not really interested in the music that they're interested. I want to hear the classic freestyle music that I love to skate to. And I know that the other adult skaters that are my age, they want to skate to the same type of music that I want to skate to. And with us, you know, we all have the same passion for skating.
Yeah. So like you were really looking at it like this is kind of like the last option for us to have what we're looking for here, basically. So, okay, that makes more sense. All right. Yeah. Okay. So that, and you did it the right way too, right? Cause you just start with a night, right? Like just an adult night, and you kind of, you know, you're able to prove out that, hey man, this is going to draw, people are going to come, you know, it's a worthwhile kind of venture. And that allows you to kind of ratchet it up and kind of, so what's the next, like when you go next level, what's that?
What do you mean next level?
Like
so we just have
you said well that worked, right, that night, but then like you were later able to come and be and talk about like a maybe like a full event, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So what's like the first like event that Juicy puts together?
So it would have been in 21, my 51st birthday.
Okay.
And then we also did we did a 52nd, and then we also did one with the next year, and then we did one for Lacey's 50th birthday party. But I had met Lacey in between all that time period. We met in 2020 in Florida. We were both on separate skatecations. And I met her down there while we were skating, and then we've just been nonstop skating together ever since. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, okay. With the event thing, like, are you with the 50th, the 52nd, and like, are you drawing from like multiple states at this? Is it mostly Georgia? Is it surrounding states? Is it?
No, all over. We have people from the Northeast, mostly from the Southeast that came up. And you know, the thing about it being a birthday party is I always wanted people to come skate, and it seemed like over the years it was such a challenge to get some people to skate. Now, some people really have a strong passion for skating, like Lacey skates, like myself, and like Dale and Angela. Like they're the diehards. They're going to skate all the time. They're skating every week. They're traveling to skate. But not everybody has the same passion, or they have things going on in their life. They got to work. They got kids. They got a husband. They got family, whatever. And so I felt like, what can I do to get people to come skate? Because it's no fun skating by yourself. That's what all started when I went to the skating rink and I was the only person there. So to me, it was like, okay, if I have a birthday party at the skating rink and I invite all these people, if I was invited to someone's skate party, I would feel almost obligated to go. Like, oh, you're my friend and you invited me to come to your party. Like, of course I'll be there. And so that was like how I was playing the skate event was I'm inviting you to my party. I want you to come skate with me because that's what I want to skate with you for my birthday. And I want you guys to have a good skating experience coming skating. So I was kind of guilting them into coming skate.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. It's my party. It's my birthday. What are you going to say no? Assholes. Selfish pricks.
I think that having the events that we had here, the first couple events that I had and bringing in DJ jams, like that was unheard of to bring a skate DJ in from out of town. And even when Sparkles had their annual March reunion event, they weren't bringing out of town skaters in, and it was just one night. And now you look at, we have Sparkles, in March, we have our USA Shuffle, which has out-of-town DJs, local DJs. It's 2 nights now. It's been going on since COVID around that time, 21, 22. And they also do it in October. So I'm glad that I'm glad that it's inspired other people to start doing events like Angie. Great. Love having an event here. Just all around the country, people have started to have adult shuffle skating events.
And so because I heard that you were the first one to bring jams to Georgia. So, and I'm glad you mentioned it because there was something I was thinking about and I wanted to ask you. So how do you learn about James? Like, how do you know about him? How does that, how does that happen?
Well, again, we were already traveling during COVID down to other areas, and that's where I met Lacey Skates. And we actually went to, I don't know what it was called, but it was an adult event, shuffle at USA Skates in Tampa. And he was the DJ. Okay. And then, he was doing a lot more on TikTok and social media at that time. And I had just been to, Cimarron in Orlando, and I had traveled a lot in the Central Florida area to different adult nights and getting to know the people there.
So was that kind of, when you say unheard of, like bringing an out-of-state DJ in, when I hear someone say unheard of, it makes me think like there's probably a lot of doubt or apprehension maybe from people like wait, because we're paying for travel, we're paying for, you know what I mean? Like was there kind of like, did you kind of face some naysayers that ain't gonna work, or blah blah blah, or had you pretty much at that point you probably you've been making adult nights work, and you know what I mean, and drawn. So but was there apprehension on behalf of the rink or anything like that? You have to talk them into it?
No, I don't think so. The way that I had handled it was with the rink was different than what other people who are doing events now may be handling it. I don't know. But because it was my birthday, I felt like if I spend all this money on having a photographer and a cake and a backdrop, and we did a drawing, I gave away wheels and pay for the DJ to come in, for me, it wasn't about making money, and it never has been. I never have made any money off of any of my events. It's always cost me more money. And to me, it was about, okay, this is what I want to do on my day. I want to have a skate party, and I want people to come skate and have a good time. And if it's going to cost me money out of my pocket, what's the big deal? Like, parents throw skate parties for their kids all the time, and it costs them all kind of money to rent their rink, and it's not a big deal. So for me, it wasn't an issue to put out money in order to pay for the DJ to come in and all of that.
It's kind of an interesting point. I never looked at it like that, right? Like when if we have a part, like if you ever have a party for somebody, right? Like especially if you throwing a party for a kid, but even like if you just host a party at your own home, you're not looking at it like, man, I hope I break even. You know what I mean? Like this is what you do, right? So that's a really healthy way to look at it, to be honest with you. Now, but there's a point where you kind of like just kind of stop like putting on events or take a break from it. Is there a reason? Did you just tell me about that?
Well, when you have an event, you really don't get to skate. I don't get to skate that much. When you have 200 people that come and you know all of them, and it's like 5 minutes each person. Hey, how are you? You know,
Yeah.
if you speak 5 minutes with each person times 200 people, that's the whole session. And
Yeah.
by the time that I had already done some events in Georgia, and we also did some in Tennessee and Chattanooga, there were other skaters that were coming into the mix that were ready to start doing skate events. And I was kind of, like I said, happy to take a step back and let them do it. And now we have so many events, and some people will say, oh, there's too many events, and skaters aren't, it's taking away from other events because skaters can't go to all of them. But either whether we have a lot of skating events or whether we have a little bit of skating events, skaters aren't going to go to all of them. It's just, I'm happy to have as many events as we possibly can, and nobody's stealing any formats. We're all trying to do have skate nights for everybody everywhere.
Yeah, man. It is a lot. You know what I mean? There is but I like what I've seen in the past year or so, especially up through New England. We did it with Skate Like No Breaks, where when it comes to kind of like the East Coast kind of shuffle event scene, I'm enjoying seeing people like, because here's the thing, like I don't want to oversaturate. Like I don't want to like just add an event to add an event, right? So like my thing was I would just like an alternative option than to the experience that I seem to have the majority of the time going to events up and down the East Coast. That was really,
Yes.
So that's what I'm excited about. And then I think you had mentioned it to me, maybe in Tennessee.
Hey, everybody. We're going to take 60 seconds to tell you about JG Hubs. We'll be right back with the rest of the show.
This is the product of what somebody loves to do. The aesthetics are gorgeous. This hits different. If you're going to spend $300 on a set of wheels, 99% of the time to go with a mass-produced product doesn't make sense when it comes to like a specialty product like this. The overall attention to detail and craftsmanship and just overall quality that you're going to get is on a whole nother level. And Jim, I know for a fact, when he sends you something, he wants to know that you love what you got. The primary goal and focus and purpose for him is that you love this thing because he loves what he does. And this started by someone that said, I love this so much. I want to add something to it. I want to bring something to it. And I've not met one person that wouldn't tell you the same. But then Brian's episode, the first topic episode that we do is going to drop Thursday. And he brought you up because you're talking about doing, now you're jumping back into this event thing, but you're talking about doing like, yeah, something completely different, which is so funny that, well, I'll let you talk about it, but yeah, first off, what made you decide you want to do this, and why the change of format, if you will, at least musically, it sounds like.
I'd love to do a rock and roll format. Right now, there's nothing on the books to do the rock and roll format because I think the rink owners are scared, perhaps, that it's not going to bring in the numbers, because in the end, for the rink, it's about numbers. It's not about our passion for skating. It's about money. And I'm not saying any particular rink in general, but I think that they're worried about the demographics and that we may not bring there's not enough people that would be interested in something like a rock and roll format. I'd love to do it. I just don't know if it's going to happen.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought it was happening, but okay. So it was like strictly rock. Like that was what it was, like just rock. Because for some reason I was thinking it was like this 80s pop and rock and like. thing.
I would love 80s pop and rock. And I honestly think that if we were going to do an event that had incorporated rock into it, that it would have to be a little more broad, and include like 80s and stuff, because I don't know if there's enough music that adult skaters would be interested in skating to that would be just rock alone.
Yeah, but this is why you got to get up to Maine. You know what I mean? Like like exactly. It's so funny because I was talking to Brian about it, and I said, what's crazy to me is that like exactly what you guys are talking about, which seems so crazy and like such an odd concept, and will it even draw people? That's just like what happened. It's first off, we're talking about the most popular music of like all time. Okay, like it's radio hits. It's mathematically proven. It's just like so. But it's how I grew up. So to hear that it's like, well, I don't know if that'll work. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. It's crazy, but that's why you got to get up to Maine. I so want to do that. We keep talking about that. We got to do that. Oh,
it's got to be when it's warm though. None of this winter stuff that we got going on right now with the snow and ice.
Not in Maine. My God, no. The hell with that. Yeah, but
well,
like,
after. Sorry.
No, go.
After we just Lacey and BK just partnered with Star Wheels in Fayetteville, Tennessee, and they did an 80s night, and it was amazing. We had such a great time. One of the best skating nights I've had in a long time. And so that just proved to me that 80s could definitely work, especially with a rock and roll. And we have had some of the DJs here with our adult nights, our local adult nights, starting to incorporate a little bit of rock and roll for our sessions. And I think it's going over really well. Yeah. And I need to get up to Happy Wheels.
Yes. Well, it's so funny though, because like I hear people like, oh yeah, we're doing like a 70s, 80s night, or we're doing an 80s, 90s night, like come check it out. I'm like, wait, you mean like a Tuesday? That's what every rink does all the time. Half the music is like 50 years old. What are we talking about? Like, it's not like, hey, guess what we're going to do tonight? We're going to play old school music. It's going to be crazy. Like nothing you've ever seen. Give me a break. That's what we do, right? I think I was literally just talking about this like a year ago. I like, and I know it's a sentimental thing. It's a thing that like kind of, but I mean that's what skating is in a lot of ways. But it's the vibe that I grew up on. But yeah, I would love to see, even if it was just an adult night where it was like, yeah, just straight like 80s, 90s, right? But I'm not talking like remixes. I'm just talking like the album pop hits, you know what I mean? That everybody loves, everybody knows. Yes. That, I don't care what anyone says. Like that will work. It will work. If it doesn't work, you are a grouch beyond grouch if you can't get down with that. I'm sorry. You are miserable, man. You need a hug or something, a role model. If you can't get down and rink the 80s and 90s for like 4 hours, man, then yeah, geez, man. I'm praying for you. I'm just saying. But I thought I just saw something though about an event that you're doing or you're a part of. Didn't I just see something, or am I crazy?
No,
I did. I just shared it.
Lacey and actually DJ Silver, Lacey Skates and DJ Silver have been bugging me to do another birthday event in Georgia at Skate Country, and Mrs. Means at Skate Country loves DJ Silver. She loves Lacey Skates and DJ BK, and Lacey was able to coordinate a May event for what's this year? 2026, my 56th birthday, will be on May 16th and 17th at Skate Country Buford. And we have DJ Silver, or DJ BK will be playing Saturday, and DJ Silver will be playing on Sunday. So I'm really excited about it. Come skate with us. We want everybody to come skate. Skate Country's a beautiful, you've been there. Skate Country's a beautiful rink.
Literally just, yeah, that's literally what I was going to say. If that, it's pristine first and foremost. Like, I mean, it's clean and the floor is just, yeah, I love it. And everybody, like when I walked in there, like the few times like I've been in there, Because here's what I really, really dig about it is I've also gone there when it's not like an event, right? Like I could go on that Tuesday night, go on that night that like just to really experience what happens here, right, on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is just so nice. Like I've always had an awesome time there. I love that rink. I love that place, man. Oh, it's so funny.
Southern hospitality.
It looks like a college library from the road. You know what I mean? Like when I was looking at it, I was like, "What is this? Is it?" Like I couldn't believe it. Like when I got there, I was like, "This is crazy," but it's beautiful. It's a nice place. I heard that was there a time where they kind of were not sure if they were going to be sticking around, or am I crazy?
Well, they used to own a rink in Oakwood, which I never skated at, and then they also owned a rink in Gainesville, where I live currently, and closed it recently. And that property, Skate Country Buford, is prime real estate. And I think that I want to see it stay a rink. I want to see it be around for a long time, and I hope that we have that skate country here for a long time. Yeah.
There's a kind of, especially for me when I first got into the event thing, and this is just because you only know what you know, right? But I would get at like my first kind of Southern experience was like USA and Florida. I was basically like it was like going to a racetrack. You know what I mean? And it literally like ingrained that thinking in me to so much so that when I'd gone to USA one time. I went to Reflections one time. And then I went to Buford for the first time. And it was just for the adult night, right? Because my brother lives not too far from there. But we got so ingrained in my brain, right? Like that, like, okay, if I go south, I got to skate like a madman, right? Like at these rinks. So like, it's so funny because I'm at Buford. And anytime I'd feel somebody kind of coming up behind me, I'd be like, oh shit. And I'd just start booking. Right. And I know people behind me were like, what's up with this dude? Like, why is he? And then it clicked like, oh yeah, I'm not at a USA Shuffle event right now. Like I can kind of chill out kind of thing. So like with the event coming up at Buford in May, is that like do you intentionally kind of have a different kind of vibe, you know what I mean, as maybe compared to other kind of Georgia events that would maybe draw similar crowds, or is it going to be that freestyle, fast paced thing?
I think it's going to be freestyle. I love freestyle music. The classic songs never get old to me. I love it. But I also like the 80s and the rock and roll. I think the thing is with the Georgia events, they typically were not like the speedy events. We skate somewhat more of a moderate, old school style. But ever since COVID, we had a lot of influence from Florida come up, which we're very grateful and happy for. But their skate culture and their skate style is very fast. They skate fast, very fast. Yeah. And that has kind of rubbed off a little bit here and everywhere. We've had such a mixing, and I know that you spoke with Push about it and spoke with T and Kojak about it, that Atlanta really has a melting pot of skating styles, and that's not just exclusive in the R&B community. I mean, we see it in the R&B community with, the Ohio stride style coming down here, or the West Coast sliders coming over this way, or we have the St. Louis style or the Detroit style, partner style skating. And that has all, like Push said, it has definitely made the Atlanta style skating the way it is. And that's the same thing with shuffle skating. In our type of skating that we do, it has definitely been influenced by different type of skating from Florida to PA. Yeah, for sure. So I think it's going to be a little slower then, because we probably won't get as many Florida skaters coming up to my event in May. I would love for everybody to come, obviously. But I prefer more of a moderate shuffle style, similar to what they're doing in the Northeast or Midwest.
So, and we can cut this if we don't. But I have to. Look. It's not anything crazy, but like, because you had mentioned about how there was a time where maybe the pace in Georgia wasn't quite what it was, as far as like what it is now, like the USA events and stuff like that. Then we had some influence come from further south up, right? And you said, and it rubbed off, right? On so, but immediately when you said that, I couldn't help myself but think, okay, it rubbed off, but did it also rub some people the wrong way too? You know what I mean? Has it caused, has that been a thing that, and look, Juicy, just, I'll even cut myself out saying this right now. If you don't want to get into this, just tell me, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like what your thoughts are, like, cause yeah, I think it's a very, it can be tough, man. It can be tough. Like you get people like show up and like, well, I want to do this. Well, I don't want to do that, kind of thing. And especially if something was already established and then something, was
Yes.
it, and it's not to say that it's some major conflict to this day, but things
Yeah.
happen or like, you know what I mean? Was it an adjustment period, at least?
I think it is, and I don't want to say it rubbed people the wrong way. I think for slower skaters and older skaters and skaters that aren't used to traveling and going to other areas to skate with people from other areas, when somebody zooms by them so fast, it's startling to them. It scares them. So I don't think that it was necessarily a bad thing. It's just it startles them and they don't know how to handle it. And when you have such a huge event, when you have 300-400 people and you have the really speedy on the outside, and then you've got, moderate just a little further in, and then you've got the people that are doing the routines, the two people doing the routines, and then you've got the slower people on the inside, there's going to be bound to happen that there are going to be people that are supposed to be in their lane because we all know where our lane is, or we should know where our lane is at the skating rink. I'm not going super fast, but I'm not going slow, so I'm here. But if I'm coming up on somebody doing routines, and I got to jump into the fast lane, there's somebody coming, So it's just, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think it's something different. Just like if somebody from the South were to go up to the north to Maine, like you said, the music is going to be different there, and it may not be something that they particularly enjoy, or they may like it a lot.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. And I will say it's when like, okay, so especially when you talk about like Florida, right? You go to Hiram, that's not a really big floor for that kind of, you know what I mean? Like it, like it's so funny because like then I went down to Reflections like from Memorial Day. This is huge, right?
Yes.
And it's like everybody has their lane here, right? Like it's not the tight thing, and yeah. So I mean, it's a challenge to make that stuff work, man. I mean, yeah, you're right. Look, at some point, I'm gonna cross over into here. You know what I mean? Like I get what it's. I understand, like, that you, especially if you've been skating for a little while and you come to this kind of thing. I understand. I would probably lack a little patience if I literally knew that somebody was just not concerning themselves with anyone else's safety and they were just everywhere, you know what I mean? But yeah, but there are stuff's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen, kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just was curious.
I feel like
because
it's okay to have the different styles. What I want to see happen is no aggression on the skate floor. If someone's going to get in your way, don't push them, don't curse at them. And over the years, I've become a little annoyed with the outside. Like I notice when I go to Sparkle Smyrna and I skate at the R&B, events there, the adult nights there that have been going on for 50 years every Sunday night. You don't hear people screaming at each other. You don't hear them screaming outside. You don't see, I mean, occasionally you'll see it, but you don't see the pushing and that type of stuff. If there's somebody speedy coming up on the outside, they reach out and touch the person, and they that person knows to get over, and it's more loving, and that's what I want to see. I don't want to see people being mean and aggressive on the skate floor. It's just, we don't need that.
Yeah, a simple little hand on the back. You know what I mean? Just I'm here. You know what I mean? Like it's not. And here's like this is a Brian's episode is going to come out before this, so this was something we got into, and he and I both mentioned this, especially at Hiram. Okay, because with that whole vibe down there, and don't worry, everybody can get upset with me for saying this. Okay, because I don't really care. My thing is like, okay, that's cool. Like ride the wall, right? And yeah, fast lane. That's fast lane. But a whole lot of there's a whole lot of cutting those corners into that middle lane by those outside people a lot. Let me tell you, like, okay. And here's where, like, because someone's listening to this right now, be like, no, that's bullshit. No, it's not. Here's why it's not bullshit. Every single USA event I go to where when I go to Hiram, guess who's standing on the floor in front of the DJ booth in their sneakers with a microphone in his hand, hyping the place up like he's Flavor Flav? Mayhem's out there. No one's skating, and why? He can literally stand on that not part of the floor and feel completely safe. Why? Because 90% of people that outside meant that whole thing, they cut that off all the time. So yeah, man, me and Brian like go off about this in the.
You don't see that in the Northeast when you go to like Eight Wheels No Brakes and those events in the PA, like those lines are on the outside the whole time and at a moderate pace, and you can still get on and off the floor. But I feel you on the cut in the corners for sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but because there's a little hypocrisy going on there. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I don't care.
Be nice.
No, it just is what it is, you know. And here now, here's the other thing I do say when I'm talking to Brian about that, and it's going back to what I was saying before, is that a place like Hiram, that's a small floor for the amount of people at the rate of speed of which they're traveling. So I understand not wanting to take it all the way out there. You know what I mean? I get it, right? Like in a bigger place where you have a more of a longer turn, you know what I mean, to make that turn. I understand it, but the reality is that, yeah, they're cutting that corner. That's the cleanest part of the floor right there. Let me tell you right there.
Love it on the outside.
Anyway. All right. So, okay. With the event that you're having, like do you find it, or like kind of when you decided, like, hey, I don't want to do an event again or whatever, was it just you wanted to have one? Was it that you just did you want to maybe offer something a little different, like an alternative experience? You know what I mean? Like what was what was like the real like kind of thing behind you being like, I haven't done an event for a while, but I want to do one now, like when you first did one again?
You know, Lacey, she always has said that when she comes to the events in Georgia, and, you know, I think she was referring to my event early on, that it's such a different vibe. It's more of like a loving, welcoming vibe. And I think that just plays on to...
I'm sorry. Because it just makes me laugh, because when you say it's more of a loving, and it's okay, well then what's the other one then?
It's just that we know so many people, and they come and they're all like, oh, it's good to see you again. And it's just, I think that it's not typically been a very aggressive type skating event. Maybe because there's not as many people, maybe because the music might be slightly slower BPM. It's just more of a loving vibe. It's just more of a friendly, fun vibe. And we found that there was, you know, Gary DJ Silver's birthday is in May too. And we've always done where he was DJing, and it was a birthday for both of us when we did our events later on. And so they kept, you know, hassling me to do it. And I was like, no. And then Wendy just really encouraged me, and she loves skate country. She wanted to come back to skate country. So I think it's some of her selfishness that she wants to just come here and skate with everybody, which I love too. So for me, one thing that I want to talk about is a lot of the skating events lately in the last couple years, the rinks don't want to lose their income from their regular sessions.
Here we go.
And for some, this is a controversial topic, but I want to get this out for the rink owners that are watching this. I do encourage you to have adult skating events. We can bring the numbers. But for someone like myself who's 56, and I skate with a lot of skaters who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, we don't want to start skating for an event where we're bringing a couple hundred people at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night and skate till 3 a.m. Like, we just can't do that. We're old. We want to, and I feel like why can't a rink close their session that would normally go till 10 p.m. one night out of the whole year early? You're not going to lose those kids that are going to come and skate normally from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. or sometimes 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. If you close it at 6 one night, they're still going to come and skate. And you have a whole year to announce that your rink will be closing one night early. And I think that we've proven ourselves as an adult skating community that we can bring the numbers. So close the rink a little early, close it at 6 or 7, and let's get some adult skating events starting a little earlier.
100%. I agree completely. I mean, especially too, because for us traveling, right? Like, if you end up in Philly, if you go to Texas, if I go down to Orlando, right? Like, I want to experience whatever, like maybe what that city has to offer during the day. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a zombie, Now, if you think that what you're saying is controversial, let me throw this out there. Because a lot of gets put on the rinks. Some of it's these promoters that have no sack. Okay. They just cater and kowtow to whatever they want to do because they don't want to. Dude, if there's anything that Skate Like No Breaks has proven is I don't have to have some Tron futuristic, state of the art rink, right, to have a badass event, right? Like, my whole thing was I'm not like, the people were asking about Skate Like You doing an event for a while, and it was like, I'm not gonna. I've seen what people go through trying to deal with these rinks, like, and I'm not like, if that's it, I'm not fighting that. Like some of it is are promoters that have to be like, okay, fine, like then I'm going somewhere else, but they don't want to, right? Like they're just afraid, right? But you don't have to be, man. It's just not. It's just so some of it I do. I think that, like, you got to push back a little bit, or like, like I said, hold out for when the experience, like when the right opportunity does come around. You know what I mean? And if it's supposed to, it will. And if not, but hell yeah, dude, skating at 3 a.m. Give me a break. I have no desire to do it whatsoever. It's crazy. Anyway.
We love the rinks. Please continue doing more adult nights. We just want them to start a little earlier.
It's not like, but they don't. I've heard that. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but like, because this is one of the things I heard was that from the rink's perspective to close down for a Saturday night, right? Now this is also that they're kind of putting it in this perspective, like they literally like just did it, right? They never announced it. They just closed one night and they turned away 200 people. You know what I mean? That showed up. It's never like that. But was that the thought is like, it takes them 2, 3, 4 weeks to recover, because then people like don't come back for the next 3 or 4 Saturdays. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You ever heard that or no?
No, but that kind of makes sense. But I don't know. I don't know if like people who are just going to the skating rink who are not skaters, here, all over, not total skaters and are just going to skate. I don't know if they're just would not come back because they went one night and it was closed. And, with the way that skating events are going on now, we have people announcing events a year out, which I have been telling promoters, if you're going to do a skating event, you got to give it 6 months to a year notice so people can start planning their travel around the different events that they're going to go to. So now that events are being planned so far out, like the rink has an opportunity to advertise on their social media, on their website. Hey, on this one day, May 16th, we're going to be closing early. I mean, that's a year for the whole population to know that it's not going to be open that one day.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There was what was I going to ask? Oh, what are your thoughts on so for these events, especially like the 2-day events, first off, okay. Is 3 days too long for an event?
I don't think three days is too long. The issue that I see happens is you'll have skaters that will come in for 1 night, 2 night, and some will come for 3, or they'll come for, the first 2, or they'll come for the second 2. And one night Friday, if it's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, typically Friday is going to be kind of slower. Saturday is going to be really good. And then Sunday is going to be a little slower because you'll have people that'll go to just 2 of the 3 nights, but it gives people options. And for skaters like myself that are coming from out of town, we need to make it worthwhile for us to go and get an Airbnb or get hotels with our skate friends, and pay for the airfare, pay for the gas, pay for all of that. It needs to be worthwhile for us. And a lot of times it's not worthwhile if it's just one night. I think 2 or 3 nights definitely makes it more worthwhile for people who are wanting to travel to skate.
And what are your thoughts for these these larger events, right? These big out of state events, multi-day rentals, or no? You think that there should be rentals or no? Tell the people why.
It's dangerous, and this is the skate event for skaters. And I think there are a lot of opportunities for rental skaters or people who are wanting to get into skating to go to an adult night and skate. It's not at this type of event.
Yeah, that's always been my take too, is like, look, it's the one time, and we already mentioned, we're dropping money, we're traveling, right? And it's the one time that I would like, if I'm paying for a certain type of experience, first of all. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like just one time where I don't have to kind of think about that, deal with that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So mm-hmm. I'm with you on that. Do you think that, what about like age stuff? Should it be case by case basis, or what do you think?
That's a tough one for me. I already said how I feel. I don't have any kids of my own. I'm the youngest.
Oh yeah, that's 5. Right. You don't like kids. That's right. I remember.
It's not that I don't like kids. Oh my goodness. See where they got terrible. It's just, I've never been around children, so dealing with them is very challenging for me. And it was something, this actually came up at my first event where it was 18 and older, and Stephen Hendricks, Grant's dad, reached out to me. And at that time I knew Grant. He was probably 13 or 14, and he skate at my home rink at Skate Country. But I didn't put 2 and 2 together who he was. But Stephen reached out to me and said, hey, my son skates with you, and we would like for him to go to your event. Would it be okay? And I let him come, and I also let some of his friends come, but I had a conversation with them. I had a specific conversation with Grant, and I said, there are going to be adult skaters there who aren't expecting for younger people to come. And even if you don't do anything wrong, and one of them were to fall and you're near them, they're going to blame it on you, because they're just going to think that it's, the kid was there. And so I made an exception at my first event to allow some teen skaters who were experienced and had their own skates and knew how to skate, and they knew skate etiquette. And I had a personal conversation with, I allowed them to come. But I think going forward, I kind of respect Lacey skates because she was really firm with her Nash Bash, it being a certain age limit, and having to turn people away who send private requests saying, "Hey, can my child come? They're a skater." I feel like it. We need to stick with it being an adult event. If they want to come and watch, that's great. And I feel sad. Like, I want to encourage the teens to skate, but I don't think at a big event like this going forward, for me, I think it needs to stay at the age limit.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, man, we've done like an hour and 10 so far. Was there something that like you really wanted to? You've had a year. You had like a year to think about this. So, was there was there anything that you definitely wanted to touch on, or was there anything that you wanted to mention, or anything like that?
Not necessarily. I think it's been really wonderful over the years to see the skaters come back to skating and how much influence social media has had on adult skating. It's so wonderful to have people come up to me who are born again and coming back into the rink and saying that they saw, not only myself, but Shell Bell and Lacey Skates and some of the newer skaters that are on social media, Rob McGee, skating, and how they inspired them to come back to skating. And that's my goal, is we want skaters to come and skate with us. It's so much more fun having, a large group of skaters skating together who all have that passion and that love for skating. And then they're similar age to what we are. Yeah.
Is it, it probably is too. Like, I would think, at least, like, is it hard for you to, do you see the impact and influence that so many, like, I'm not just blowing smoke, like, so many people, like, I've talked to so many individual people that bring your name up all the time, like as one of, like, no, a major person in, like, in bringing people back to this thing. Like, is that like a thing that's like kind of hard for you to like be like, I know for me, I don't like hearing stuff like, not that anyone's saying that about me, but you know what I mean? Is that like are you able to accept and acknowledge the kind of the major role that you've had in a lot of people?
I am. Growing up when I was a teen, I was not the popular. I was the outcast. I was teased. I was made fun of. I was chubby. I still to this day have low, self-esteem, low perception of myself. And I never want anybody to not feel comfortable or welcome. So it's challenging. It's challenging to accept that level of friendship that I've gained from knowing so many people in the skate community. But I love it. I love all the skaters that I've met, and I'm happy that I could be a positive influence in their life and to make them feel welcome in the skating rink. I mean, that's what we need, is more people to welcome skaters to come and encourage skaters to come, encourage the skating rinks to have adult nights, show them what other rinks are doing to encourage them. And it is a little awkward to have people come up to me, and I'm like, don't put me on this pedestal. Like, I tell people all the time, I'm just an ordinary lady. Like, I don't have any special skate skills. I don't, can't do turns from I'm just a skater, and I just love it. It brings me so much joy. The skating rink, as everybody says, is our happy place. You can't go skate and be thinking about negative things or something bad that happened, because you got to be focused on what's going on. And so many of the skaters that have come into my life, they just bring me so much joy when I see them at the rink. It was so nice.
Well, I think it's really cool that, you talk about, feeling like an outcast and, self-esteem stuff, growing up. I mean, I always felt like I was like, just, I don't know, like the FedEx dude dropped me off. Like, I did not belong anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, and And like, but and people have those type of experiences and can kind of shift their thinking another way. And it's really, really cool that like for you, what it's done is it's amplified this level of empathy that you have, right? To be able to look across the room and be like, oh, I don't even have to hear them say, I know exactly what's going on. You know, like I'm going to go over there and relieve them of what I know is probably going on in their brain, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that's really, really cool. And also that the fact that it's like the thing that it's the stuff that like, it's not the glamorous, like, oh, like I post all these videos online and that's how I influence everybody and this and this. And it's like, no, this is like, no one's watching one-on-one. Like, I don't know, man. I just have so much respect. Like the amount like of people that have come and literally just said to me, like the same thing over and over and over again about you. They're the first person that reached out. And they might not have come back there if you hadn't. Like I hear it all the time. So kudos to you. I have so much respect for you for
Thank
that.
you.
Really, I really, really do.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anything else? Is there anything? No, I got done kissing your butt.
Just be nice to people. Be kind to people and leave the DJs alone when they're playing. They know what they're doing. The rink's paying them to be there. If you don't like a song that they're playing, sit down or go talk to somebody, get you some water, but don't be mean to the DJs. Don't be rude to them. You don't need to request your song. They're going to play what the rink is paid them to do. And just be kind to everybody. Be nice. Don't be mean.
Yeah.
And come skate.
Crazy, man.
Come skate as much as you can. When you're going to your local skating event during the week, go on your social media and put in your story. Hey, I'm going to be skating Tuesday this week. Come skate with me. You may not be a skating superstar. You may just be a skater at your local rink. But when somebody else sees that you're going to go on Tuesday to skate, oh, well, she's going to be there. I'm going to go because I know her and I know that there'll be somebody there. So many of us don't have anybody else in our life that skates. And so what are we doing? We're going to the skating rink by ourselves. And so many people have such a hard time going to movies or doing things on their own. And this is something that if they really love skating, they have to do on their own. But just know that when you get to the rink, there are going to be other people there that love skating and that are just like you. And promote when you're going to be going, to encourage other people to also promote when they're going to be skating and to encourage them to come skate with everybody else.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Here's where I'm going to be.
Yes.
Awesome.
Let's roll.
Well, I will definitely be there in May. I'm not going to miss that at all.
Thank you.
I love that rink. I love that rink.
So well, I will be at Whitehall in September, right? It's September. For Skate Like No Breaks. I wouldn't miss it. I love that rink. I love the DJs and I love skating with everybody in the PA, New Jersey area. And plus there'll be people from all over coming to skate there. I'm so excited for that.
Yep. And we're going to figure out a way to get to, we got to figure out a main trip and get up to there.
Absolutely. Come on, Rob, McGee. Let's go skate in Maine. I know Lacey wants to go too.
You will be in your glory. Happy. I can see it now. I can absolutely see it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, of anyone that I would take up there, I swear to God, I would think I would bet $1 million that you would be the one that would enjoy it the most. Guaranteed.
Definitely.
So that's
definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
I just put a lot of pressure on that. You know what I mean? I just built that up a lot. Sorry.
You don't want to have an event in Maine, huh? Come on, Mark.
They're doing it. They're doing them. They're doing them. So they're having them. But no, I want to go.
Adult skating. They have regular adult skating nights up there. But as far as like a special event, is there anything going on?
Yeah, they've Happy Wheels. Happy Wheels has had. They had one. They have them at Chez Vu. They just started having them at Chez Vu in Boston. Yeah. They just started doing it. They draw like the guy from that was Ishan. guy from around here. I just saw he was in Auburn at Rollerdrome. I was like, holy crap, Eshawn at Rollerdrome. It was awesome. But yeah,
There's some great
All
rinks
right.
up there that I want to get to. So
I'm telling you. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you jet. I'm going to go. I'm going to get something to eat. Probably have to go shovel again.
I'm stuck here. Can't go anywhere. We're covered in ice. So no skating.
All right. Well, Gene, Juicy, thank you again so much. I appreciate it.
It's okay.
This was awesome. You did great.
Thank you so much. Great. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. I really appreciate everything that you're doing for the skating community. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Have a good one.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.